Why American Fitnocrat? Well, mostly because I wanted to make money.
Cut transmission! Cut transmission? Cut it!
I've been reliably informed by my marketing team that that's a bad answer. I've read the seminars. I've read the books. I understand that in order to sell you, I need to create a story. I need to appeal to your emotions. So, how about this? You are fat and out of shape, and you'd like to not be that way. There's your story. My marketing team told me that's a worse answer. I'm hoping that if I do that enough times, Monster will take notice and they'll just start giving me free monsters because I'm basically advertising for them. If anybody ever accuses me of like being a shill for someone, my first response is going to be, I wish. I wish somebody was paying me to shill for their stuff. But I really do hope that Monster, starts giving me free monsters because there it is, buddies. There it is. American Fitnocrat. What is American Fitnocrat? Why did I start it? What is it all about? Who am I trying to reach with this? Is really the question. Well, let's first start off with the state of America today. That's not a bad place to start. Last week, Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And you want to know something? I was pretty upset about it. I'm still upset about it. I mean, it was just last week, so it's pretty fresh. Still pretty fresh. Those first couple of days afterwards, it actually happened right here in my home state of Utah, which was surprising. Anywhere. Why did it happen in Utah? And you know, I get online and I just had to stay offline because everything that I saw on there was just enraging me. It was making me so angry. I got really close to getting into online fights with people, and I told myself I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to get into online fights with people. Online battles in the comment section, comment combat, it's really stupid, and it's useless, and it just leaves everybody really angry. So I try my best to not get into that. I came pretty close, though, with all the terrible things people were saying about Charlie Kirk. The reason I bring him up, not just because, you know, that terrible thing just happened to him and it's big news, it's everywhere, but Charlie Kirk, he was a good man. He was a genuinely good man, a family man, a wife, 2 daughters, I believe. 1 daughter at least. I think he had 2 daughters. And not only was he a good man, but he was a great American. Now, what makes a great American? I love America. I think America is awesome. I think America is great. I mean, truly great. It is a great country. We are the greatest country that has ever existed in the history of the planet. We have been a force for good around the world. And there are many, many people, particularly the people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, who would disagree with that statement. Not just disagree with it, they would viciously disagree with it. Not only is America not a force for good, but America is evil. Our principles are evil. And the crazy thing is we can't even really agree what our principles are. So I'll talk about that. I'll talk about what I think our principles actually are. What I think of when I think of America. It's just my own interpretation, but it is the correct one. So, America, what does it mean to be an American? If you took a poll of many different people, thousands of people, and you had them to describe America, most people, almost everybody would say something to the effect of freedom and liberty. Those 2 words. Those are the two most buzziest buzzwords in all of the American lexicon. We are always talking about freedom and liberty. Oh, and independence. I can't forget independence. That the trio, the trifecta, the threesome of patriotic buzzwords: freedom, liberty, and independence. Well, freedom from what? Well, freedom from government overreach, freedom from being forced to worship in a way that you don't believe, or freedom of speech. That's a big one. That's a big one. But mostly, I want to talk about the independence part of it, because that's the one that a lot of people are missing. They're missing the independence part. A lot of people don't seem to like the independence part. And you know which people these are, because they're the ones screaming for free crap. They want free stuff. Was that a crosswalk? No, it was not. Jaywalker. Some lady just jaywalked right in front of me. I almost hit her. Hey, side note. The car always has the right of way. I know legally that's not correct, but if you're going across a crosswalk, even if it's a crosswalk, look both ways to make sure there's not a car coming, because the thing that weighs 2 tons and is going at, 40 miles an hour down the road, that thing has the right of way regardless of what the law says. I've seen some people do some really stupid things. They assume they're safe because they're on a crosswalk. That comes back to the independence part. There's this group of people. I didn't mean to do that. It just happened to flow into it. This is a good segue. I'm sorry, I just killed the segue because I pointed it out, but this is actually a pretty good accidental segue. The same people who think that they should be able to walk across the crosswalk without at least looking both ways first are the same people who expect the government and everybody else to just take care of them. Take care of them in everything they do. They have no personal responsibility. They have no sense of I should just be taking care of myself. I shouldn't be waiting on somebody else to either change my environment for me or to I need another sip of Monster, or to save me from my own bad decisions. Do we want to be independent or don't we? Part of being an American is taking responsibility for your own life as much as is possible. I understand there's situations where you have people who are either disabled in some way or severely sick. I mean, there's always those situations. I'm reasonable. But generally speaking, in fact, almost always, there should be this spirit of can doism. You can do it yourself. Or you should at least try to do it yourself. And you should keep the complaining to a minimum. That's a big part of what being an American is. American was founded on this idea that the people can self-govern. Well, is that true? Can we self-govern? Are we self-governing? Or does somebody need to sit there and force you to work, force you to be productive and industrious? And if somebody does tell you to be productive and industrious, do you get angry? Does that make you angry? If you're going to come to me and complain about the system, it's the system. We live in an environment that, I don't know, A, B, or C, pick one. pick whatever it is that the environment happens to be doing to you. We live in an environment where we're forced to watch TV nonstop and play video games and eat junk food and watch porn. I can't help myself. It's not my fault. I've been put into this environment. That's not how an American talks. You have a problem with your environment? Change your environment. It is within your power, at least to a certain degree. All of this is easier said than done. I'll just say that right from the outset. All that is easier said than done. But it's still the right answer. Being an American means taking responsibility as much as is possible for your own life. Taking responsibility for your own decisions. Actually being independent. Do you want to be independent? Or do you just want the government to take care of you, give you free crap, free healthcare, free housing, a guaranteed wage? By the way, you can get all that. Just go work for the government. Now, you're going to hate your job. You're going to look like that big fat lady at the DMV who was so annoyed that I dare come in to renew my car registration. I've never seen someone give me such a dirty look because I just asked her to do her job. Now, I will say this, I did not engage. I didn't, what I wanted to say was, oh, I'm sorry, do you have somewhere to be right now, lady? Do you have to waddle yourself somewhere? I didn't say that. I wanted to, though. No, I asked her how her day was going, and she lightened up a little bit. Anyways, that's what your life looks like when everything is given to you, and everything is just kind of, when you have a nice, safe job that guarantees a certain wage, whether you do it well or not. You could suck at your job, and you're still going to get paid the same. And that's the kind of attitude that fosters a miserable life. By the way, I'm not saying fat just to be mean. She was quite overweight. And again, I think there's some connections there between the person who doesn't take responsibility for their life and the person who doesn't take responsibility for their body. Which brings me to the second part of American Fitnocrat, the Fitnocrat part. Now, based on what I've already said about Charlie Kirk, you can probably guess what my politics are. But fitness is for everyone. So rather than thinking of yourself as a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or whatever, be a Fitnocrat. Be someone who prioritizes your fitness, your health. Again, part of being an American, you don't blame the system. That means if you're fat and out of shape, you can't blame. Don't blame the system. Don't say anything. Don't say that we're in a battle with big food and big sugar. We're not giving proper education on nutrition. Okay, you're not giving proper education? Go out and get the education. No one's stopping you. Hey, how about this? If you're not sure what you should be eating, pull the little supercomputer out of your pocket and chat GPT it. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, and I understand that's a big if, but if you're enjoying it, please leave a like and a comment. If you're not enjoying the video, still leave a comment. The more sarcastic, the better. If you feel like you need a little more personalized coaching, DM me on Instagram at American_Fitnocrat. If you don't have Instagram, send a raven. Videos and articles that you can find online and on YouTube. The information is out there. In fact, the problem is we have too much information. It becomes this crazy conglomerate, this crazy cacophony of opposing opinions. And you might say, well, yeah, that's part of the problem. I don't know where to turn. Well, turn somewhere and try something. Jordan Peterson. I'm an avid Jordan Peterson listener. He talked about young men who are getting into their 30s and they still don't know what to do with their lives. And he just said, pick something and go for it. You know, what he said was, make your best guess and go for it. See what happens. I think about that a lot as a young man in his early 30s, trying to find my place in the world. I would give the same advice to someone, similar advice. I would give similar advice to someone who knows they need to fix something about their diet, but they're not sure where or how to start. Pick a method and go for it. See what happens. Either, you can do Atkins, the more keto diet. You can try carnivore. You could go plant-based. Some people thrive on plant-based. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, obviously, but there's some people, they seem to do quite well on a more plant-based diet. Some people love the more carnivore diet. I generally lean away from the extremes, but that's a different conversation for another video. The point is this. It's in your hands. Take it into your hands. Learn, grow. Life is a game. Gamify it. Keep track, keep stats, figure out a way to make it fun, or at least tolerable. But whatever you do, do not start whining and complaining about the system. I have no patience for it. And no American should. Unless there's a real injustice being done. Again, I can be swayed either way. If there's a true terrible injustice being done, then I don't have a problem with people calling it out. But just pointing at Big Sugar and saying I can't stop eating the cake. It's too delicious. They start. I can't stop eating. Sorry, I'm not the most empathetic person. This idea that the whole I can't stop eating, it's a disease. There's that Norm Macdonald joke where he's like, yeah, alcoholism, we call it a disease. And it's like, you got these two guys, they're talking to each other, and the one guy has some kind of rectal cancer. Oh, what does your disease do? Oh, I have terrible stomach cramps and awful bleeding from my rectum. And then he talks to the alcoholic. What does your disease do? Oh, my disease makes me kind of happy for a while. I feel similar when it comes to obesity. When it comes to the obese people complaining about being obese, and they call it a disease. What does your disease do? My disease forces me to eat chocolate cake nonstop. I'll extend an olive branch. That's gonna be very hurtful to some people. And if I was more famous and in the public eye, that would probably get clipped. But I'll extend an olive branch. I understand that there are certain people who have very, very unique challenges as far as food and exercise and all those things. Like I understand that. And I want to have sympathy for you. And for some people I do. But my sympathy only goes as far as your personal responsibility. If you don't want to take any responsibility for your crappy life, okay, sympathy's gone. All right, go be a miserable fat person. If you want to blame the system, or worse, blame people like me who, aren't being, I just made you feel bad, and so now that's why you're gonna go eat. No, you can't do that. To put it mildly, everything that with American Fitnocrat has to do with personal responsibility and independence. True independence. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your health and your fitness. Take charge of your knowledge. Read books. Read and learn. There's a few phrases. I've already gone over some of them. I can't stand when people say, the system, or we live in a society that, okay, well then ignore society. If society is so terrible, then ignore it. Or, I love this one. They don't teach you this in school. They didn't teach us how to do taxes in school. I took a finance class when I was a teenager in high school. You want to know what I did? Nothing. I was a dumb teenager. I didn't pay attention. I didn't absorb any of it. And that's how most teenagers are. Teenagers are dumb. They don't know what's important yet. They'll find out, and then they'll, start the cycle of complaining about how nobody told me that. Well, would it have helped if you had been told? Probably not. They never taught you, and they don't teach you about health and nutrition in school. They try to. You don't listen. All the health recommendations are lies. Well, they're not lies. I mean, some of them I don't totally agree with, but to say they're all lies, maybe some of them are. But don't ever say things like that. Don't ever say things they don't teach you in school. We live in a society that we're not taught that. Okay, take charge. You're an American Fitnocrat. Be an American Fitnocrat with me. Now, an American Fitnocrat can find plenty of things to complain about. I'm complaining right now about annoying people looking for pity parties. But at the end of the day, your problems are your own. I believe it was Marcus Aurelius. I'm going to start waxing philosophical. Marcus Aurelius, who said, a man must learn to stand on his own or not at all. He said something like that. The idea being that if you're a man, and this applies to women as well, if you're an independent person, you must be able to stand on your own 2 feet and take charge of your life, because no one else is going to do it for you. That's a hard lesson to learn. That's a hard lesson to learn, that no one else is going to do that for you. I mean, you should, of course, you should have a network, and you should have people, you should have acquaintances, people who you can talk to and turn to. I don't think you literally have to be this solitary person. That's kind of ridiculous. But do as much as you can on your own without blaming others. Or, you take the Jocko Willink approach. You call it extreme ownership. Take extreme ownership of everything you do. Anytime anything goes wrong, ask yourself, what did I contribute to it? What have I done to add to this? All right. That's what being an American is all about. I'm really tired of all these people whining because they're not getting more crap. I'm really tired of the entitlement. And as I read, I spend a lot of time reading about American history. It's all very interesting to me. The thing that always impresses me is just how hard life was for these people all throughout America, and how they just continually persevered. Nothing could stop them. Not the titans of industry like Rockefeller or Carnegie. Not the immigrants who came here with literally nothing and built a life. Not the Chinese immigrants who came and helped build the Transcontinental Railroad. Last week I visited the Golden Spike Memorial here in Utah. It's all very interesting. I mean, you can't believe the incredible things these people accomplished. Starting with virtually nothing. If anybody had any reason to complain, it was them. And they probably did complain. Yeah, I'm sure there was plenty of complaining going on. But it didn't matter. They kept working. Mostly because they had to. They had no choice. In our current society, you actually do have a choice. We're living comfortable enough that you can choose. You can choose whether to, do what we've been talking about this whole time. Take charge. Take care of your body. Take charge of your finances. Take charge of your life, your spiritual health as well, your mental health, all of that. You can choose to take charge of that, or you can choose to pawn it off on someone else. Well, it's the government's fault. We need more institutions. We need more government-paid institutions before I can be mentally healthy. You can pawn it off on family. Just because my parents are the reason that I'm messed up, because I have so much trauma in my life or something like that. Or you can pawn it off on your friends and acquaintances. There are numberless concourses of things that you can blame for your issues. So, which way, Western man? You decide. The choice is up to you. Join me among the American Fitnocrats. Or don't. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. I'm still working on an ending. But until I do, here's this little tag. Thank you for listening. Hey, tell me, have you ever heard someone say something like, oh, fitness isn't everything? Don't listen to that communist gobbledygook. Take pride in your body, take pride in your fitness, and let me help you along the way. Follow me at American_Fitnocrat on Instagram. And if you'd like some personalized coaching, DM me.